Being included in the cast of the reality television series American Chopper turned Rick Petko into one of the best-known fabricators and mechanics in the chopper-style motorcycle building industry. His life changed when the auto-customizing shop called Orange County Choppers he worked in was offered a TV deal by a TV production company. While he wasn't the main star of the show, his exposure on TV elevated his reputation as a bike builder, most especially since the show became one of the most watched on cable television. Rick Petko was born on the 11th of September 1968 in Bath County, Pennsylvania, USA. His father built bikes, so Rick's interest was piqued while growing up. He also loved watching movies and TV shows that included chopper bikes. One of the memorable moments in his life that he shared in his Instagram account was a photo of himself riding a mini motorbike when he was little, and captioned with, "I remember my dad bringing this home for me in the van. Yeah, that bike was badass. I was styling too." His parents made sure that he somehow fulfilled his dreams of becoming a racer. Rick started by joining go-kart competitions, and then made the transition from 3 to 4-wheelers. He kept challenging himself, and was eventually lured to dirt bikes. However, racing took a backseat when he fell in love with the art of building motorcycles. After matriculating from Northampton Area Senior High School, he already knew what he wanted to do in life, and so he enrolled at Northampton County Area Community College, where he studied welding. At a young age, he realized that breaking things was one of the best ways to learn how to build items. It isn't clear if he graduated with a college degree, but he had enough skills to be given a chance to work at Ponica Raceway. After a while, he joined the Hooters Pro Cup team, with which he gained more experience in fabricating and building. Rick's improved skills landed him a spot in the Orange County Choppers, or OCC crew, wherein he also received a much higher remuneration. It was a dream job, as OCC was considered one of the most reputable custom motorcycle manufacturers in New York. It was founded in 1999 by Paul Tuttle Sr., with the help of his son Paul Jr. The business had been going up and down since it started, but their creativity and workmanship didn't go unnoticed by the motorcycle-loving community. In 2002, Pilgrim Films and Television Production Company was looking for motorbike builders to be featured in the newest reality TV series. When they offered OCC an opportunity to be on TV, the Tuttles grabbed the chance of at least getting free brand marketing. They all believed that it was plain luck that they were paid for doing what they loved, as the TV crew promised that they would just document their daily activities. As part of the OCC crew, Rick, along with Nick Hansford, Vincent DiMartino, and Cody Connolly, was automatically included in the TV show, as every custom motorcycle project was done systematically in the shop. It didn't take long for the pilot episode to be filmed and pitched to Discovery Channel, and so given the green light for a season. When the episode was aired, the OCC family was disappointed, since Pilgrim Studios included all the arguments that occurred between Paul Jr. and Sr., feeling that those fights might have discredited their reputation as serious chopper builders. That was until Paul Jr. checked their email the next day. The inbox had been bombarded with thousands of emails congratulating them, as well as sending questions about their services. Rick was one of those people in the OCC who was skeptical about the project, but was equally shocked when he learned that the pilot received the highest TV rating on the night it was aired. Discovery Channel ordered 29 episodes for the first season, and the first episode was aired on the 31st of March 2003. Motorcycle enthusiasts who had access to the cable network around the world were captivated by American Chopper, and since then, Rick has become one of the most recognized faces in the motorcycle building community. Fans of American Chopper found Rick so fascinating that he became a favorite whenever the two main stars, Paul Sr. and Jr., weren't on the screen. Actually, the tumultuous relationship between father and son became an additional factor in making the show such a hit, while other reality TV shows had a hard time including drama to make them more entertaining. American Chopper was on another level, since the arguments between the Tuttles didn't need to be scripted. Conversely, the interest in Rick was mostly due to his extensive knowledge in fabrication, as well as his easygoing personality, which was quite different from the shouting matches that regularly occurred between the owners of the shop. Viewers were fascinated with the battle over Rick's attention, time, and skills between Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. during that time. The owners were working on separate bikes, and since Rick's skills were respected by the two, they often fought for his attention in the workshop. Basically, he was tasked to assist Paul Sr. on his project, but would be asked now and then for his opinion by Paul Jr. The older Tuttle resented the time Rick spent giving advice to the younger Tuttle, and said that Paul Jr., or Paulie, was asking Rick something every 2 minutes, so that he couldn't finish anything on his end. In any other auto shop, it would be grounds for someone like Rick to tender his resignation, as they made him some sort of ping-pong ball. But he adapted well to the unique working dynamics in OCC, which fans truly admired him for. He took everything in his stride, and still worked diligently on the projects. While Rick might be grateful for the opportunity that his boss gave him, Sometimes fans thought it wasn't worth it for him to stay with the OCC shop, particularly when Paul Sr. was having what the fans would call hissy fits. Rick could easily put up with the demands that came with the bike building tasks, but getting yelled at each time something bothered the old man made some fans uncomfortable. However, the TV executives knew that Rick's laid-back personality was perfect for the show, as it helped diffuse tense situations. Even when Paul Jr. left OCC to establish his own business and offered him a job, Rick chose to stay with OCC and dealt with the difficulties of Paul Sr.'s moods with flying colors. Obviously, his contract with the TV show was extended. After 6 seasons on TV, the executive producers felt that it was time for American Choppers to end. And unlike other reality TV shows that abruptly ceased airing with no announcement, Discovery Channel issued a press release about the cancellation on February 6, 2010. While no actual explanation was forthcoming, fans assumed that the legal issues between the Tuttles contributed to its demise. The finale episode was aired on the 11th of February 2011. No one saw it coming, but network executives milked the opportunity of the controversies between Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. for all it was worth. 3 months after the cancellation of the original TV show, they announced in April 2011 that they'd made a spin-off series called American Chopper Sr. vs. Jr. The show would focus on the events after Paul Jr. left OCC and launched his own company called Orange County Ironworks just across the street, which was being managed by his younger brother, Dan. It was aired on the TLC network, which was Discovery Channel's sister station, with Rick still part of the spin-off series, as he was working with Paul Sr. It was a win-win situation, since both Tuttles needed TV exposure to continue promoting their brand. The bike building industry had become more competitive as more people became chopper obsessed. Paul Sr. and Jr. wouldn't see each other that much, as they were mostly filmed separately, and father and son ironed things out, settling their 2-year lawsuit that had torn their family apart. The other OCC crew said that Paul Sr. mellowed a bit, and the working dynamics at the shop were quite different compared to the past, with the Tuttles now separated. However, there were times when father and son still got into arguments, whether about the business or something that happened to them personally. But these only made the TV series more fascinating to viewers. In Season 2, an episode was entitled Free Rick, as rumors of Rick's discontentment at OCC were tackled. A movement called Free Rick was started by one of Paul Sr.'s sons, Mikey, hence the episode title. However, it was all in jest, and Rick even said that he'd be more interested if he got to produce merchandise out of it, such as t-shirts and caps. Rick managed to work with the Tuttles without becoming embroiled in their battles, and even had a hand in getting father and son together on a happy occasion, such as his wedding. American Chopper Sr. vs. Jr. lasted for 4 seasons and aired close to 70 episodes. The narrative at that time was that their passion for motorcycle building brought them together, but also drove them apart. They needed to move on from it, and they did with a bang by donating a bike that they all collaborated on, as in the past, to a New York museum called Motorcyclopedia. The final episode of the show was aired on the 17th of December 2012. Rick was seen again in another spin-off series spawned from American Chopper, which this time focused on the activities of Paul Tuttle Sr. and his Orange County Choppers, which started it all. The pilot was a 2-hour special to introduce the new show, entitled Orange County Choppers Sneak Peek, aired in August 2013 on Country Music Television cable channel. 3 months later, the first episode was aired on the 16th of November 2013, with everyone in OCC part of the series, including a newly hired creative director, Evan Favaro. However, Evan's old-school methods didn't blend well with the rest of the OCC team and created tension when they were building new designs. Paul Sr. then demoted him to a fabricator so he could learn the OCC building process. By the 3rd episode, Rick was given more responsibilities to lead the team in building a new bike, but he informed the boss that he would be mostly away during their 3rd project, there just to supervise when they finalized the build. Evan took the chance to prove his skills and was resentful that when Rick came back to check on them, he made subtle changes to the exhaust design, which the boss approved. It was quite obvious that Paul Sr. still respected Rick's opinion and skills. Over the 8 episodes that they filmed, Rick earned the title Senior Whisperer from the rest of the OCC crew. Apparently, each time someone made changes to improve the original design plans, Paul Sr. expressed his disapproval. After seeing some of the other crew members becoming frustrated by it, Rick taught them how to make small changes that wouldn't earn the ire of the boss. The other crew members learned quickly. One of the biggest moments for Rick was when NBA all-time great Shaquille O'Neal dropped by OCC and ordered a chopper, which turned out to be the shop's biggest bike they'd ever built. It happened during the final episode of the TV show entitled Bikes for Everyone, which was aired on the 11th of January 2014. When the reboot of the original series American Chopper was ordered, Rick was no longer part of the show, since he wasn't working for OCC anymore. He felt that it was time for him to be with his family. And instead of commuting every single day for almost 2 hours going to OCC in New York, he quit. To continue building motorcycles, he talked to Jim Schleer, the owner of the local auto shop Pocono Mountain Harley-Davidson. Jim was confused as to why someone like Rick would be interested in working for him, but was ecstatic, since having Rick around would elevate his company's success and reputation of being a world-class motorcycle builder. Rick manages the full custom fabrication shop in the Schleer's dealership. His reputation of building great chopper-style motorcycles for more than a decade helped Rick in promoting his other business. He launched a company called RPD & Co., which produces custom kitchen knives and jewelry rings alongside his custom bikes. Rick's skill and experience in metalwork for many years could be seen in the culinary knives that he personally created. He worked with Damasteel Stainless Damascus and developed his own nickel-clad San Mai with all the incredible designs he placed in each of the knives. His brand became popular not only with his American Chopper fans, but with chefs around the world as well. They weren't only beautiful to look at, but were also functional. Made for daily use in the kitchen, he was awarded Knife of the Year by the Damasteel Group in January 2020. Aside from knives, he also handcrafted jewelry rings. The most popular amongst creations were wedding rings. The only problem was that he's quite busy and hasn't opened any slots for it recently, since his schedule was already full. In his personal life, Rick married Brittany Cockram of Roseburg, Oregon on the 19th of May 2012, with the ceremony featured in one of the episodes of American Chopper Senior vs. Junior. His wife graduated from the California Culinary Academy, located in San Francisco, and manages a wool shop called Machelette Shop. The couple has 2 children, Everly Rose, born on the 25th of October 2013, and Lucy May, born in January 2016. They were the reasons he gave up the reality TV shows, OCC, and the chance to work with Paul Tuttle Jr.'s successful new auto shop. Since he joined the OCC in the early 2000s, Rick's net worth has increased each year, particularly when he became part of the reality TV shows associated with the Chopper customization shop. Authoritative sources estimate his net worth to be over $3 million as of October 2021, from a combination of his earnings as a fabricator, as a reality TV star, a culinary knife wielder, and a jewelry ring creator. Long may his efforts continue being profitable. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.